Listen up. If you're a young man between the age of 18 and 25, this message is for you. And no, this isn't some fairy tale motivational speech. This is war. This is life. This is survival. And if you don't take this seriously, you're going to wake up one day at 40, broke, weak, depressed, and wondering why nobody gives a fuck about you. You know why? Because nobody does. The world doesn't care if you're tired. It doesn't care if you're broke. It doesn't care if you're sad, anxious, or figuring it out. The world only cares about results. And I understood that young. I was broke. No money, no connections, no backup plan. I didn't come from some rich family, no silver spoon, just a chess-playing father who taught me how to think and a cold world that taught me how to fight. I wasn't born rich. I wasn't born lucky. I was born a nobody in a freezing council house in Luton, England. Single mother, no luxury, no fake smiles, just reality. At 18, I realized something powerful. If I didn't get rich, nobody was coming to save me. There was no government that was going to make me a millionaire. No girl that was going to love me for my potential. No job that was going to give me freedom. So I started fighting. Literally, I became a kickboxer. Not because I love violence, because I love discipline. Because it taught me one thing no school ever taught. You get exactly what you work for, nothing more. But guess what? Even after becoming a world champion, I was still broke. That's when I realized being strong is one thing. Being rich is everything. You want to get rich? It's simple. Stop doing what broke people do. Let me say that again. Stop doing what broke people do. The average guy wastes his time on Netflix. Girls who don't like him, junk food, TikTok, parties, and mindless scrolling. Meanwhile, I was studying the system. I was observing who made money and how. Then I built an empire, first with webcam girls. I took what the internet gave me and turned it into profit. Most people saw a weird industry. I saw leverage. I scaled it. I trained the girls. I set up the systems. I ran it like a general. Soon, I had 75 women working for me, and I was making hundreds of thousands a month, then millions. Then I realized something deeper. The real game isn't just making money, it's keeping it, growing it, investing it, building power with it, because money isn't just paper, it's a weapon, and I became a weapon master. You're born into a system designed to break you. You go to school, they don't teach you how to get rich, they teach you how to obey, to sit still, to be average. They punish ambition, they crush masculinity, they tell you to be quiet and consume. You finish school, they tell you to get a degree, take on debt, work a 9 to 5, pay taxes, shut up and be a good little worker. You wake up at 40 and realize you've been scammed, but not me. I escaped the matrix. I don't have a boss. I don't clock in. I don't answer to anyone. I drive what I want, live where I want, say what I want, and the world listens. Because I built that. I earned that. I suffered, fought, bled, trained, built, invested, sold, risked, and I became a top G. And if you want it, you can have it too. But it starts with brutal truth. Truth number 1. You're not working hard enough. Truth number 2, nobody is coming to save you. Truth number 3, if you stay broke, it's your fault. Truth number 4, if you stay weak, you deserve it. You can cry, you can blame society, you can scroll and cope. But that's not what real men do. Real men build. And that's what I did. I used the internet. I studied e-commerce. I learned how to market, how to write copy, how to sell anything to anyone. I used every hour of every day like my life depended on it, because it did. You have the same phone I do, the same internet, the same world. What's your excuse? You're 18 to 25? Good. You have energy, testosterone, time, no kids, no mortgage, no wife, no real responsibilities. This is your window. This is the time to sacrifice, grind, hustle, learn, work like a machine, train, build a brand, sell something, master your body, build your mind, build your money. This is not the time to party every weekend, to chase tail, to smoke weed and vibe. This is war. And if you don't treat it like war, you lose. Because there's another man somewhere in the world, younger than you, hungrier than you, who's putting in 10 times more work. He'll be your boss someday, or he'll steal your girl, or worse, he'll look at your life and laugh. Don't let that happen. If you want to be rich, I'll tell you the secret right now. You need multiple streams of income. That's it. One income is slavery. If you have a job and that's your only source of money, you're already owned. You're a modern day slave. The paycheck controls you, your boss owns you, and if they fire you, you're finished. But me? I have at least 10 streams of income that make me money every single month, whether I sleep, travel, or speak. That's freedom. That's how you win. At first, I didn't know shit about business. But I had one advantage. I was obsessed with learning. I didn't scroll for pleasure. I scrolled for profit. I studied copywriting. I studied persuasion. I learned how ads work, how funnels work, how online offers are built. I mastered the game of selling, and I tested, failed, tried again, failed, and learned. Most people fail once and quit. That's why they stay broke. I failed 100 times, but I knew one thing. If I kept learning, I couldn't lose. Eventually, I built my first system. It wasn't perfect, but it worked. Money started coming in while I slept, and that changed everything. Because now I wasn't trading hours for money, I was trading systems for freedom. I had leverage. And when you have leverage, you can scale. I scaled fast. I took that money and reinvested it into crypto, into properties, into businesses, into branding, into high-level network moves. And guess what? Money grows faster when you respect it. Broke people disrespect money. They spend it before they earn it. They flex before they build. They buy garbage they don't need to impress people who don't care, not me. Every dollar I made, I sent out like a soldier with a mission. Go out, multiply, bring reinforcements. That's the rich mindset. You want to be rich? Here's how. Make money, keep money, multiply money. That's it. It's not magic, it's math. But nobody teaches you that in school. School teaches you algebra, but not asset classes. They teach you poetry, but not profit. They teach you history, but not how to make your own. Because they don't want you free. They want you obedient. That's the matrix. And the matrix fears one thing: a man with his own money. You see, when you don't rely on the system loses control over you. When you own your income, your time, your attention, you become dangerous. I'm dangerous because I don't need them. They can't cancel me. They can't fire me. They can't freeze me because I own my shit. And you should too. Let me say this clearly. If you are not actively building multiple income streams by the time you're 25, you are losing time. Every day you wake up and trade your time for a fixed wage, you're giving up your soul for pennies. I don't care what excuses you have. You're tired. Everyone's tired. You don't know where to start. Google it. You don't have money. Start with time. Time is your first capital. I worked 16 hours a day for years. No breaks, no distractions, no video games, no Netflix, just war, just results. You think I got lucky? I didn't. I created my luck. I made myself so useful, so powerful, so undeniable that the world had no choice but to pay me. And now I'm paid every day from things I built years ago, businesses that run without me, teams that operate while I sleep, content that gets views while I train. That's called asymmetry. I do the work once and it pays me forever. You don't need 100 businesses to be rich. You need one thing that works and the discipline to scale it. But the truth is, most of you won't do it. You'll watch this video, you'll feel inspired, then you'll go back to scrolling, you'll do nothing, you'll go to your job, you'll laugh with your friends, you'll chase girls that don't even want you, and 10 years will pass. You'll still be broke, still tired, still stuck. But a few of you will wake up. A few of you will get mad. A few of you will realize, I'm not wasting another second, and those men, they'll win. They'll DM me in 5 years and say, Tate, I did it, I escaped, I'm free. And I'll say, good, now make 10 others free, because this isn't just about money, this is about mission, this is about power, this is about living life on your terms. Because if you don't own your life, someone else will. Own your time, own your habits, own your body, own your brand, own your future. That's how you become free. Discipline is freedom. Let me say that again. Discipline is freedom. You want to be free? You want to be rich? You want to live life on your own terms? Then master yourself. Most of you are slaves to your emotions. You feel tired, you rest, you feel sad, you complain, you feel stressed, you scroll, you feel bored, you waste time. That's why you're broke. That's why your life doesn't change, because you let feelings control you. I don't. I feel tired. I still work. I feel stressed. I still focus. I feel angry. I turn it into energy. You think winners wait until they feel like it? Number winners act regardless of how they feel because they've decided who they are. You want to be a top G? Then stop being a slave to comfort. Comfort is killing you. Your bed is too soft. Your food is too easy. Your life is too passive. And that's why you're weak. Strong men are forged in suffering, in hardship, in battle, in resistance. I didn't become powerful because I had it easy. I became powerful because I embraced difficulty. I trained in the cold. I fought with injuries. I worked 18-hour days. I said no to every distraction. I didn't party. I didn't chase girls. I didn't relax. I built and I bled and I suffered. And now I laugh at how soft the world has become. They canceled me. They attacked me. They banned me from platforms. They tried to erase me, but they failed. You know why? Because I don't rely on their system. I built my own. You can't cancel a man who owns his voice, his brand, his audience, and his income. You can't delete someone who doesn't need your permission. When you become powerful, the world will try to silence you. But if you're truly free, they can't. They arrested me, put me in a cell, said I was dangerous. And you know what? They were right. I am dangerous. Dangerous to their narrative, dangerous to their weakness, dangerous to the system that wants you broke, sad, fat, addicted, and obedient. But I walked out stronger. Because pressure creates diamonds. And I'm a diamond. You can be one too. But it takes war. A war with your old self, a war with your excuses, a war with your weakness. That's what discipline is. Discipline is choosing pain now for power later. It's skipping the party to build your empire. It's waking up early when nobody's watching. It's training your body when you're tired. It's building that business when everyone doubts you. Discipline is rare. That's why rich men are rare. Most of you want success, but you don't want sacrifice. You want the reward, but not the suffering. You want freedom, but you live like slaves. Let me tell you something. Every time you choose ease, you choose slavery. Every time you say, I'll do it later, you lose the war. You're not just wasting time. You're building a future of regret. But every time you push through, every time you do what's hard, you build muscle, you build grit, you build power. You get one life, one. And the clock is ticking. You want to wake up at 30 with nothing, still struggling, still wishing, still making excuses? Or do you want to wake up in a penthouse, driving your dream car, owning your schedule, being respected by every man and desired by every woman? You choose. Nobody's going to do it for you. Not your parents, not your girl, not your friends, not the government, only you. Discipline is the bridge between the life you have and the life you want. So build the bridge. Brick by brick, day by day, win the morning, win the gym, win your business, win your discipline, and eventually you win the game. Let me tell you something about power. Power changes everything. Once you have it, people treat you different. Women look at you different. Men respect you, sometimes fear you, and most importantly, you walk different. You move like a man who owns the world. But here's the truth most guys don't understand. Power starts with you. Not the car, not the watch, not the girl, you. If you can't control your own life, you'll never control anything else. Now let's talk about women. You want beautiful women, you want loyalty, you want respect, then become a man who deserves it, not just a man who wants it. Women are hypergamous, they want the best man they can get. It's been that way for thousands of years. Don't hate the game. Learn the rules. Become the top 1%. The man with the money, the mindset, the physique, the confidence. Then you'll have options. And here's what happens when you have options. You stop chasing, you start choosing, you don't beg, you lead, you don't impress, you attract. Most guys think status is about flexing. Wrong. Status is about control. Control over your time, your money, your environment, your energy. I wake up when I want, I fly where I want, I do what I want. Not because I'm lucky, but because I earned it. You think freedom is driving a Lamborghini? Freedom is waking up and choosing your life every day. Freedom is saying no and not explaining yourself. Freedom is silence when others are panicking. The system wants you weak, wants you broke, wants you distracted, because if you wake up, they lose. That's why they cancel me. That's why they silence strong men, because truth is a threat. But here's the beauty of it. When you build yourself, truly build yourself, they can't stop you. You walk into a room and people feel it. Your presence, your discipline, your calm, that's real power. That's what I live for. I don't care about just money. I care about impact, legacy. A man should want to walk this earth and leave fire in his footsteps. Everywhere I go, I'm remembered because I move with purpose. I speak with certainty. I live with intensity, and you can too, but it takes work, years of work, of sacrifice, of laser focus. You have to become dangerous but disciplined, ruthless but calculated, confident but humble. That's the top G formula. You master that. You don't just get money. You get everything. The cars, the penthouses, the respect, the women, the world, and most importantly, yourself. Let's talk about freedom, not the fake kind, not the kind they sell you with passports and politics. I'm talking about real freedom, the kind where no one can tell you what to do, where your life is yours, where your time is yours, where your mind is yours. That's the only kind of freedom that matters. And let me tell you this, if you don't have money, you're not free. I don't care how spiritual you think you are. If you have to wake up and do something you hate just to survive, you are not free. If you can't pack a bag and leave the country tomorrow, you are not free. If you can't say what you believe because you're scared to lose your job, you are not free. Money buys freedom. That's why I say making money isn't just smart, it's your duty. If you're a man and you care about your family, your future, your legacy, you must get rich because money protects you from control, from fear, from manipulation. Money is a shield and it's a sword. I didn't become rich because I wanted flashy things. I became rich because I never wanted to be owned. I saw how weak men lived, always asking for permission, always apologizing, always struggling. That's not living. That's surviving. I don't survive. I dominate. I lead. I own everything around me. And you should too, because when you're free, everything changes. You eat better. You sleep better. You think better. You love better. You become a better man, not because you're relaxed, but because you're in control. Control creates peace. Lack of control creates anxiety. That's why most of you feel lost, because you don't run your life. Your job does. Your bank account does. Your addictions do. And then you wonder why nothing feels right. It's because you're not leading. You're following trends, following orders, following the crowd. But men like me, we don't follow. We build our own path. We take risks. We get hurt. We lose, but we don't quit. And that's why we win. Freedom is not for the weak. It's for the brave. It's for the man who says, I'll take full responsibility for my life. No excuses, No victim mindset, no blaming the world, just full ownership. That's real masculinity. And real masculinity is rare. They try to kill it, silence it, mock it, but it always returns because the world needs strong men, leaders, warriors, builders, and strong men need freedom. So get rich, get powerful, and take control of your life because nobody's coming to do it for you. You want peace, you want strength, you want respect. Then earn your freedom and never let it go. They tried to break me. They locked me in a cell. They silenced my platforms. They ran stories, headlines, lies. They said I was dangerous, and they were right. I am dangerous, but not for the reasons they say. I'm dangerous because I speak truth in a world full of lies, because I stand tall when others bow, because I cannot be controlled, and they hate that. They hate a man who doesn't fold, a man who doesn't apologize for being strong, a man who doesn't seek validation from the mob. So they did what they always do to men like me. They attacked, they labeled, they tried to erase me, but I didn't disappear. I multiplied because pressure only makes me stronger. Let me tell you what prison taught me. It taught me clarity, discipline, peace. They thought isolation would destroy me, but it sharpened me. They thought silence would weaken me, but it made my voice louder. You can't break a man who's already chosen suffering. I've lived through pain, through poverty, through battle. I don't fear discomfort. I embrace it. So when they threw me in a cage, I didn't panic. I breathed, I trained, I planned, because when I got out, I was going to be even more powerful. And that's exactly what happened. You see, when you build your life on strength, nobody can take it from you. They can try, they can shout, they can cancel, but they can't stop the truth. And they can't stop a man who's already free. That's what scares them. Not my voice, not my cars, not my lifestyle, but the fact that they have no power over me. They want you addicted, afraid, obedient. They want you broken. But me, I'm proof that you can fight back, that you can build something they can't touch. Your mind, your mission, your empire. You want to be unbreakable? Then stop living soft. Stop avoiding pain. Face it, own it, train in it. That's how you build calluses on your soul. That's how you become unshakable. They tried to break me and failed. What does that say about them? And what does it say about you if you let fear stop you? Look around. The world is soft. Too many men are afraid of judgment, afraid of opinions, afraid of standing up. But the truth is simple. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. They can arrest me, ban me, insult me. I don't care because I live by one rule: never bow. They tried to break me. They locked me in a cell. They silenced my platforms. They ran stories, headlines, lies. They said I was dangerous, and they were right. I am dangerous, but not for the reasons they say. I'm dangerous because I speak truth in a world full of lies, because I stand tall when others bow, because I cannot be controlled, and they hate that. They hate a man who doesn't fold, a man who doesn't apologize for being strong, a man who doesn't seek validation from the mob. So they did what they always do to men like me. They attacked, they labeled, they tried to erase me, but I didn't disappear. I multiplied because pressure only makes me stronger. Let me tell you what prison taught me. It taught me clarity, discipline, peace. They thought isolation would destroy me, but it sharpened me. They thought silence would weaken me, but it made my voice louder. You can't break a man who's already chosen suffering. I've lived through pain, through poverty, through battle. I don't fear discomfort. I embrace it. So when they threw me in a cage, I didn't panic. I breathed, I trained, I planned, because when I got out, I was going to be even more powerful. And that's exactly what happened. You see, when you build your life on strength, nobody can take it from you. They can try, they can shout, they can cancel, but they can't stop the truth. And they can't stop a man who's already free. That's what scares them. Not my voice, not my cars, not my lifestyle, but the fact that they have no power over me. They want you addicted, afraid, obedient. They want you broken. But me, I'm proof that you can fight back, that you can build something they can't touch. Your mind, your mission, your empire. You want to be unbreakable? Then stop living soft. Stop avoiding pain. Face it, own it, train in it. That's how you build calluses on your soul. That's how you become unshakable. They tried to break me and failed. What does that say about them? And what does it say about you if you let fear stop you? Look around. The world is soft. Too many men are afraid of judgment, afraid of opinions, afraid of standing up. But the truth is simple. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. They can arrest me, ban me, insult me. I don't care because I live by one rule: never bow. Let's talk about the empire. My empire. I built it from nothing. No investors, no rich parents, no luck, just strategy, work, and war. I knew from the start, if I wanted to be truly free, I couldn't rely on anyone. So I built everything myself. My first million came from the webcam business. It was messy, controversial, but it worked because I treated it like a company, not a hustle. I built systems, trained teams, scaled fast. Most people make a little money and get comfortable. Not me. I reinvested everything into crypto, into content, into cash flow businesses. I launched digital products, courses, mentorship. I built a personal brand so powerful, the whole internet couldn't ignore me. When I speak, people listen. That's influence. And influence is currency. I don't just make money, I move markets. I don't just live in the world, I bend it because I've built a brand that multiplies everything it touches. You see a car, I see an asset. You see an Instagram post, I see leverage. You see a podcast, I see empire building. Everything I do is part of a bigger play. Nothing is random, nothing is wasted. That's how you scale. Not with luck, but with intelligence, with attention to detail, with ruthless focus. Now, I own businesses in multiple industries: online education, real estate, media, e-commerce. Some you know, some you don't. That's by design, because real power moves in silence. The cars, yeah, I've got Bugattis, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, not to flex, to remind myself that I won, that I came from nothing and took it all. And every time I start the engine, it reminds me of the war I fought to earn it. The jets, they're not for comfort, they're for speed, efficiency, security, freedom, because when you own time, you own life. That's why I don't waste it. Every minute is invested in deals, in training, in content, in relationships, in empire. I surround myself with killers, men who are strong, loyal, dangerous. My network is a fortress. I don't hang around losers. I don't entertain weakness. If you sit at my table, it's because you bring something powerful. This isn't friendship, it's alliance. And every man in my circle is building his own kingdom. That's the kind of room I built. Now I mentor thousands. I run private groups, private war rooms, elite masterminds. I train men to escape the system, to build income, confidence, influence. I give them tools the schools never gave them because nobody taught us how to win. So I became the teacher, not because I had to, because I chose to. The empire isn't just about me. It's about the legacy, the movement, the mission to build an army of strong men, free men, dangerous men, men who refuse to be slaves. That's the Tate empire, and it's just getting started. So now it's your turn. You've heard my story. You've heard the pain, the war, the sacrifice, the victories, but none of that matters unless you do something with it. You're the one listening right now, sitting there, thinking, maybe doubting, maybe dreaming. But here's the truth. Thinking changes nothing. Only action does. You want to be rich? Then start. You want to be free? Then fight. You want respect? Then earn it. You want to be a top G? Then build yourself into one. Nobody is stopping you but you, not your job, not your parents, not the government, not your past, only you. Every man has a choice: to wake up and become powerful, or stay asleep and stay weak, to build discipline or live in distraction, to rise above the system or be crushed by it. You can be one of the millions who consume or one of the few who create. You can waste another year or start building today. You don't need permission. You don't need perfect conditions. You need a reason. And if you've listened this far, you have one. You feel it, that fire inside, that voice saying, there's more. Good. Hold on to it. Feed it. Train it. Let it grow until it burns so bright it scares the average people around you. That's when you know you're becoming dangerous. Not dangerous to others, dangerous to the system, dangerous to doubt, dangerous to fear. That's what I want for you. To walk through life unshakable, to own your name, to control your money, to master your mind, to be respected by men, desired by women, and proud of the man in the mirror. That's what this is really about. Not cars, not watches, not followers, but power, freedom, purpose. So get to work, read the books, lift the weights, start the business, make the money, protect your time, choose better friends, stop lying to yourself, do the hard things, and never, ever quit. Because you're not just some guy. You are the next one, the next leader, the next builder, the next millionaire, the next man they fear. So rise and take what's yours.